Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your breakfast bankroll for Sunday, June 26, 2022. 4 days left in the month of June. Quick street cleaning. Thursday night, uh, I'd say about 12, 1 o'clock, all of a sudden, bing, bang, boom, and just go. Obliterated here. Allergies, whatever. Just been down and out, sounding like Darth Vader for the last 2 to 3 days. So we've been kind of dark. We did some shows Friday morning. We're dark in the evening on Friday and was dark yesterday. I tried to steam it, as I call it, steam cleaning this morning. The three S's, and I'm going to just try to muscle through a quick show here for everyone just to get everyone caught up to speed. Show everyone the board for the MLB this morning. Talk a little Travelers. For the ECSI VIPs, something. I've been talking for weeks. Baseball. There's no crying in baseball. Maybe Riley will get a chuckle out of this one. This is just absolutely shit luck here. I can't script this. Hollywood can't script this. Riley doesn't know what I'm going to say, but he's going to be chuckling when we're done with this one. We have the Brewers yesterday run line plus 110, 115, 120. 5-0 lead. 5-1. 5-2. 5-3. And they bring in Hader. So everyone knows once you bring in Hader, we're all set here. Top of the ninth. 1 out, 2 outs, 2 strikes, and then a double. All right, well, get that out of your way. 2 strikes later, single, 5-4 final. I'm just sitting there just like, and this has happened now a dozen times. It just infuriates me. And then our other 2 games, we go 2-0. We had Twins team total over 5 and a hook, plus 120. They get to 6, and then we had Ole Miss plus money yesterday against Oklahoma in Game 1 of the World Series. We're 4-0 in the World Series, by the way, this week. But it's just the difference from a 3-0 day, and then just to sit there and just watch the Brewers 5-0, 5-1, 5-2, 5-3. Hader, you're just sitting by the window like, yeah, I got a Brewers run line ticket right here. Hader's pitching. Can you catch it now? We don't need to watch the ninth. And he just. Anyways, let's bring in the co-host from the Windy City himself, the one and only Mr. Riley Magnuson. Morning, sir.
Morning, my friend. I'm hoping I can bring some additional luck so we don't have any of those happening today or any of this weekend. It's rough, man. Laying that out the way you just laid it down as far as the chip away type factor, and not only that, but as far as we don't. I don't bet on tunnel plus 1.5s, but when I do, that type of stuff doesn't happen in my favor ever. So I'm wondering who you got to pay to get on that side of things, as far as that type of happy, fly through the back door type cover that we typically see in the other sports. So hopefully we've got some better luck going. Kudos to you for the 4-0 in the World Series. Exciting stuff over there. So I'm ready. We've got some golf going today. Should be some electric, low scoring golf today. So I'm excited for what we got here on Sunday. And then a little NHL Game 6 tonight. So we can dive into wherever you want, my friend.
Yeah, and I didn't preface that one. We were set up for a huge, huge score. We had Avs plus 375 in the 5-game exacta. We have the plus 330 covered there. And Lightning took care of business. They got out 1-0, then 1-1. They got out 2-1, then 2-2. They got the final goal, 3-2. Thanks for playing. I talked earlier on our last show that we had published leading up to this show. I had talked about the overtime, and we couldn't even sneak in an overtime plus 300 there as well.
Yeah, it was rough. I mean, I thought we had it as far as the 2-2 factor, or maybe even a little late 3-3. I when they scored, I was kicking myself because I know we said 2-2, and then I was like, oh wait, I guess we didn't bet on exactly 2-2 to go to overtime, so we can get we can get a little late action there. But yeah, I'm interested going back to Tampa Bay tonight. If yeah, obviously if they get that one, anything can happen in Game 7. So yeah, obviously we always say it and kind of jokingly, but I'm not the hockey guy. But we'll see how things go. And yeah, I'm just excited, hoping to grab the popcorn for some exciting hockey tonight.
All right, before we dive into baseball, staring at DraftKings, guys. If you go to DraftKings.com, I assume most of you guys have a fantasy account where you can click up top to the sports book, and I am live with the updated odds as we speak for the golf. It looked like after 2 rounds, it was going to be a runaway freight train, and Xander comes out and shoots 63. And of course, by the way, I had Xander last week in my one and dones. Thanks for showing up, Xander. And of course, his buddy, they're good friends. Cantlay said not so fast. Xander goes in today with a one-shot lead. Xander plus 110, Cantlay plus 140. We talk about Sunday bringing the eyes down. Thiegler plus 1,000, Kisner plus 2,200, KH Lee, who, what was it, about 6-7 weeks ago, pulled off one of these rabbits out of the hat and came from 6-7 back, 3,500. Your guy, Scotty Scheffler, plus 5,000, Martin Laird, 6,000, Webb Simpson, 6,000. Anything pique your interest there?
You know, as far as what I typically like to do, especially with the luxury that we have at this point in the day, is you kind of already see what obviously they're the the lower end of the pack, but you already get to see how the course is playing to some degree to this point. Nobody's really going crazy low yet. And there's some guys that are actually shooting over par today, so that kind of gives you at least a little bit of optimism that you can kind of, maybe there's a chance that Schauffele and Cantley come down to the pack. But, I think kind of what you said, I think there's definitely a reasonable world where after however many we've had of these and these two guys being buddies, that we could just get a 1v1 duel all day long. That's kind of what I am personally predicting here on this one. But, it certainly wouldn't shock me. I mean, you look at a guy like Harris English, the first 2 days was very, very, very good. Yesterday, kind of a blip in the radar. If you think he's going to go back to form and go back to day 1 or 2 and shoot really low, then that could be definitely a guy to look at there. Obviously, like you said, Scheffler, Finau, two guys that are, bigger names that are kind of lurking in that pack. But if you're on DraftKings, I know there's a top 5 market that you can still take advantage of. And I think, you have to feel good that's one of these guys that are in even single digits, 8, 9 under, can shoot really, really low and get into that top 5. So today we haven't, we typically don't talk about it. There might be some top 5 value as opposed to one of these guys going really, really low. Because, I mean, you almost need like a 10 under round for one of these guys to steal this damn thing today. And I don't know if we're going to get that low. So, or obviously Schauffele or Cantlay, going over par, which I don't really expect at this course. But like I said, today's been lower scoring. It's to this point, I think, than the first 3 days. So it's certainly possible. But, if I'm looking at that lower pack, I might be looking more at the top 5 odds there. And then, hoping for a little, Schauffele and Cantlay, kind of just 1v1 firework type show. That's kind of what I'm predicting. And then, maybe Harris English, Tony Finau. And then from a fan perspective, Scotty Scheffler, I could see going real low and kind of maybe making a push at that top 5 here today.
I agree. I think we got the exactest setup where I can't see someone coming from downtown today, and it's golf. So we this has happened so often, but I could see these two dueling for the most part. And like you said, on DraftKings right now, they got a top 5, top 10 market. I mean, you can go down to like a Webb Simpson right now.
That's actually who I was just going to say. That's one name where every once in a while you see him posting a really low score. So that might be one that's poised for a really low day that maybe is worth a look as well.
That's exactly where I was going to go there. So, all right, got a full slate in the bases. I got to ask you a question because Scotty, we did a show with Scotty on Thursday, and I think it was Fangraphs talked about now the Guardians are the favorite now to win that division. And we've talked all year about your White Sox and 10 guys on the IL. And it comes out yesterday that, whether it was your trainer or someone comes out and says something, guys got to take it easy on the base paths. And listen, I'm not here to be, the wise guy here, but can you tell me what the hell is going on out there?
I was coming to the show hoping you could tell me what the hell is going on here, because not only all of this bullshit that you're just laying down, we get to a point where we win the series over Toronto, take 2 out of 3 against a really team playing some damn solid baseball, and get to 500, and then it's and we've done that multiple times this year when it's like, all right, is this the point where we go? And then a team like the Orioles comes to town and we lose 2-3 straight to a team that is playing fundamentally solid baseball and has a lot of energy, but when you're the expectations that you have coming into your town, anything less than a series split out of a 4-game split or a 4-game series should be embarrassing to you. So I can't explain what's going on. Tony La Russa is, he's got a black book full of excuses. Basically, any situation that is criticizable, he's got an excuse for it, and that seems to be what's going on right now. But as far as the training staff, we had a ton of injuries last year as well, and we were able to navigate the schedule a lot better last year. The pitching staff, obviously, Rodon, Lance Lynn were fantastic last year to kind of ease us through it a lot more than we have this year, and a lot of those role players last year were actually hitting in timely spots compared to this year. But you have. I've never had a more frustrating team in my life, Jeff, given the expectations, at least. Obviously, there was a 10-year period where we didn't make the playoffs, and it was just worse teams significantly, obviously. But with the expectations, I've never had in any of my favorite teams a more frustrating team where not only the energy that they have, but a guy like Yohan Moncada, who was hitting a $140 and then all of a sudden has the breakout series, and then come home and he tears his hamstring, but beats up his hamstring and he's on the IL. Or Danny Mendick, in one of these role players, is hitting well over 300 for over a week, and now he tears his ACL and he's gonzo. So it's just so damn frustrating, and it's hard to keep optimism despite what I've said about still the AL Central, and obviously we've still got some reinforcements coming back. Eloy Jimenez should be back soon, but I'm tearing my hair out, and as we've mentioned, I don't know what it would take to fire anybody. Losing 3 straight to the Orioles at home and putting us 3 games under 500 at this point in the season, in my opinion, should be enough. But as we've talked to Tony La Russa's buddies with Jerry Reinsdorf, so I don't expect it to happen. And like I said, the last time we talked about this, it would have to be really bad against this stretch of really, pretty easy opponents as far as the scape of the MLB is concerned, which is the path they're leading down to. So we'll see. But I'm not holding my breath for it. I'm still watching this team on a daily basis, as infuriating as it is. So I've got some, we'll talk about it here in a minute, but interesting situation today. But I'm tearing my hair out on a daily basis, man. That's the best I can tell you.
Well, I can tell you, you're going bad when I think it was Monday. We had the Orioles on Monday, and they lose 3-0. They haven't lost the rest of the week.
No.
And I haven't I didn't go back to them the last 2 games against the Nats, and here they go into Chicago and win the first 2.
Right. Allowing them to score runs would be one thing that I can accept with the energy that they have, but the pitching staff holding us to 3 runs through 3 games and getting, I think it was 1 hit against, if I'm mistaken, not mistaken, but we got 1 hit with an RBI double. I think it was the bullpen day, which was absolutely embarrassing. 3 runs over 3 games. That is, like I said, giving up the runs that we've given up to them is one thing, but failing to score the runs that we've failed to score the runs in this series after winning a series to get to 500 is just so damn embarrassing that I have to sit here and bitch about it time and time again. It's driving me absolutely nuts.
Well, the Red Sox have done you a favor. We won the first 2. I don't know what to expect today. I think we've won now like 13 or 14 and won the last 15 series. We've been in this spot before where, again, I think you could get some Rich Hill regression, and Savali is nothing to write home about, but we'll get to that. So the board is wide open. You can take it away, sir.
I guess let's stick right there now that we're talking about it. Savali, you're right. He was really bad to start this year. Starting to even out a little bit. He's had some success in the past. If he can round into any type of form, then they become a much better pitching staff. Not expecting him to be all-star type level by any means, but he's been certainly a lot better than he was. He was terrible for the first 6-7 starts. Now the last two, he's kind of rounding into form. And so you've got Rich Hill on the mound for the Red Sox, who's obviously a little, hit or miss. Hasn't been bad by any means, but certainly not fantastic. So I don't know about you, but I, in a bounce back spot to some degree, I'm kind of leaning towards the Guardians in this one. Obviously, you're, you got the Boston ties, so you can feel free to disagree with me or not. But that's where I'm leaning on that one, at least to start things off.
Yeah, they were in this spot last Sunday. They did the same thing that they lose the last game. I have to just say this, I'm a huge Cora fan. My all-time favorite manager is Tito, who's managing the Guardians, but I think
Right.
Cora is right up there with him. And as bad as we've had it to start the year, the Red Sox are now 41-31, 10 games over 500.
Yeah, it's really really commendable how they've turned things around. I agree with you. I like Cora as well. So, I'm definitely leaving Cleveland to start things off. Let's double back though. We've got one starting in about 20 minutes though on Peacock. I don't have strong thoughts about it, so obviously if you don't either, we can skip over it. But Mets and Marlins in about 20 minutes. First pitch, David Peterson and Daniel Castano. I think Castano was the guy that I was looking at. He was out of the bullpen to start the season. A couple starts under his belt now. One decent, one bad. Anything you see in this one? I think the Mets were about minus 150 on the road here today.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Castano. Peterson has been okay. I don't have a good, strong feeling for it. It's Sunday. We talk about quicksand Sunday. Can the Marlins, find a way to get a game in? The Mets right now, 47-26, 21 games over 500. Miami, 32-38. No strong feelings at all.
No.
I mean, if you wanted to get a little action in, might look at the Mets first five minus the hook, maybe try to sneak out a run line. Full game. It opened at 8.5, still at 8.5, but not a lot of strong feelings here.
No, same with me. We can move on. This one to me personally seems like one that I would try to force myself into if I was, definitely watching this one in one way or another. I'm starting the day behind, so I'm with you on this one as far as staying away. So let's see. Moving on to Yankees in Houston. Houston, obviously. Yankees get game one. This is a 4-game series. Houston gets the last two. Urquidy versus Nestor Cortez. I don't have strong thoughts about this one. I've been watching this one from a fan perspective for the most part. Is it fair to assume we get a Yankees bounce back in this one? And if so, where's the value at? I think first 5 minus a half is about minus 120. And the full game, I think you're getting plus money on a run line, which obviously, I'm not interested in that one. It should be a close game. Where are your thoughts on this one so far?
Well, we would expect the bounce back here, obviously. Urquidy has been the one guy in the rotation where he's been giving up a ton of runs. Cortez has shown some chinks in the armor of late. I would expect the bounce back. Obviously, I'm not going to pay the tax, minus 176 right now at Circa, 170 at Westgate. I would lean Yankees first 5 minus the hook. The under-over opened at 8.5 is now 9. I think this game actually could get to double digits, but as you say, you're not the hockey guy. I'm not the total guy, but I think there's going to be some runs scored today.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. I'm going to stay out of it, though. Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has been taking care of this series, or at least winning the first 2 games. We got McClanahan on the mound versus Contreras. Excuse me. If you're obviously McClanahan's been fantastic. A lot of people probably going to be interested in taking them in some fashion. First 5 though, making it tough for you. About minus 155 with the first 5 and the hook in the Rays' favor. So that one's tough to get into. And the run line minus 105 for the Rays. That seems a little too good to be true to me, Jeff. Is there any value that you see in backing McClanahan, or does this one stink to you?
It does stink. Scotty's a big fan of Contreras. Tampa the last 2 days have stolen wins with walk-offs.
Yeah.
You would look at it on paper and say, well, this is going to be a cakewalk. what scares me is the fact the total is at 6.5.
Yeah.
So you go full game minus the run and a half, and it's 3-2 final, and you're sitting there like ah.
Right.
So looking for one of these landmines versus gold mines. Uh, I I'm not telling anyone to run to the window here, but I would take a swing here, pizza and beer money with Pittsburgh at the plus. I mean, this overnight was minus 190. A corrected number of 236 right now at circa. You can get the Pirates plus 212. Now, with that said, McClanahan will probably pitch a two-hit, complete
Right.
game shutout. But
Right. But even still, they're making it tough for you to get into. I mean, a lot of people are going to be interested in. He's over 8.5 Ks at plus money. You got to go over 8.5 to get to take the action on that. That's tough to get into. I mean, they're making it tough for you to get into. And this Pirates team has been scrappy. Obviously, the Rays winning it, but I don't know what the most valuable spot here to get into is.
No, I agree. It's one of these that you just move on.
Right. Toronto and Milwaukee. I gotta ask you, Barrios versus Chichi Gonzalez. This line does look like it's going up about minus 155 for Toronto on the road here. Actually, a little. I see 145 on FanDuel, one up over 160 in a couple spots. But regardless, Chichi Gonzalez, we've kind of laughed at his expense a couple times. Not very good. Does this stink a little bit, or am I giving Chi-Chi too much grief? And this is kind of an accurate line here. Brewers still a good team, obviously.
I think the problem is which Berrios you're going to get. We know which Chi-Chi we're going to get, and the under over is at 9.5.
Right.
I think you could get the not so good Berrios with obviously not so good Chi-Chi. I would look into this game, maybe a Toronto team total over. Maybe even a Milwaukee team total over. I think, again, I'm not the total guy,
right?
But I think this game goes flying over because I don't think you get the good Berrios today.
I think that's a pretty solid deduction right there because anytime I see Chichi Gonzalez's name on the list, my eyes light up that we're going to see some runs somewhere around the board. So you gotta be able to find some value somewhere. Colorado, Minnesota, not super strong thoughts here. All I will add, Colorado versus righties on the road has been really, really bad this season. Last couple of days in Minnesota had that situation. I think total of 1 run put up, maybe if I'm not mistaken. I think, they got the 1-0 win on Friday, shutout yesterday. Are you thinking a similar situation here? Joe Ryan on the mound has been pretty respectable second-year starter. Anything to do as far as the Twins and Rockies here in this situation?
I'm a big fan of the Ryan kid. He was mowing him down before he got hurt. He's come back now. I think it's his second or third start. Had the Twins team total over 5.5 yesterday, and finally got it muscled in the bottom of the 7th, I think it was. We got a 2-run double, and I was watching this guy round. He was on first, and it was a fly ball to right field, and the guy tried to catch the ball against the wall, and he bobbled it. And this looked like how can I word this? It looked like Norm rounding third trying to score. And if the guys didn't bobble it, I think they could have 5-hopped it and got him out. And I was just like, the guy looked like he needed cardiac arrest. But I think Minnesota, I love Minnesota. Excuse me. I like Ryan. I like the spot. I think Minnesota gets it done. Now, again, we're not going to pay the tax here. We at the VIPs for ECSI today, we'll be doing our action parlay.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we'll be on Minnesota to just win the game today.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, I had a tweet earlier, maybe a few weeks ago, about just Colorado splits lefty, righty, home and away. Their splits versus righties on the road are at least a few weeks ago. I think it's still similar. Their splits on the road against righties are putrid. We already talked about it a little bit. Baltimore and my White Sox. Baltimore hits the first 3 games of the series. Sox up over about minus 215. Cease on the mound. From what I understand, the wind is blowing out here on the south side today, about 11 miles an hour. So I give the edge to Cease. But my issue though, the wind is blowing out, so that gives me optimism for the Sox. However, 7 home runs in the month of June. They're just not hitting home runs right now. So something's got to give. Either Lyles shuts them down again, and we're looking at another embarrassing loss. But Lyles 6.7 ERA on the road and a high amount of fly ball rate. So if there's any day the White Sox need to hit home runs or should hit home runs, it is today. But as I've mentioned, I have torn my hair out a few too many times, so I just can't do it anymore. Please give me your honest thoughts. Is there a value on the White Sox today, or is what they're doing offensively just not cutting it enough for you today?
I mean, let's be realistic here. It's Lyles on the mound, and you got one of your hired guns here.
Yeah.
Round him back into form. Again, we won't pay the tax, but I'm not the guy that says, hey, go play the, run line at home. We've been doing it a little more frequently now. Again, that 27 outs versus 24 outs. Again, bit us in the ass yesterday with the Brewers, but this is MLB giving you a get well spot. So let's take care of business and then start the new week on Monday.
Please. That's what I needed to hear. That's what should happen. But I think that I saw they're getting out homered like 17-7 in June, or I don't know if that was homer away or total. I don't know, but they better be hitting at least 2-3 home runs today. I am tearing my hair out one too many times, like I said. Going to.
I think we need to pull Frank Thomas out of the commentary. I bet you he could hit a couple homers for you.
Frank Thomas, Paul Konerko, Carlos Lee, everybody. We needed everybody. 2004, 2005, Jermaine died. We need the Bombers back, for goodness sakes. St. Louis hosting the Cubs. Alec Mills and Flaherty. Flaherty, third start after being injured. Only 3 innings, first 2 times out. Not very good, actually. I didn't watch those starts, so I don't know if it was shaking the rust off or what it is. He's obviously a massive part of their plans as far as contending this season and beyond. You see him going a little deeper or looking a little more into midseason, or not midseason form, but rounded into form a little bit, or are they going to have a short leash on him today? Mills, on the other side of things, probably not going past 5 in any case anyways. But anything you like about Flaherty today, or are you a little tentative still?
This is supposed to be the game. This is the third game back. The Cubs got us on Friday, the bastards. I think it was Friday. Yeah, St. Louis sleepwalking there. Again, an overnight number of 190, a corrected number of 164. It kind of puts a little fear in me today. Are we going to get the bad Flaherty? Are we going to get the good Mills? There's certain teams that are pesky, okay? Yeah. The Baltimore Orioles are pesky, all right? They're just like that damn gnat that won't go away. And if you leave them in, they're going to hang around. This Cubs team is like an all-or-nothing team. They get out and they keep going. So if Flaherty can get a couple good innings early, I think you get a homer by Goldschmidt or Arenado. You set the tone, you should be fine. But this number is a little weary to me.
Yeah, going the other way, I agree with you. Had it gone up, I think it would be all Cardinals. Excuse me. What I will say, I like to do on Sundays a little player prop action to see if I could throw any kind of a baseball gumbo type thing. Tommy Edman is 7 for 9 lifetime versus Alec Mills. So maybe if you're a player prop person, Tommy Edman may be somebody to look at today on the Cardinals, hitting pretty decently, obviously, on the season and this month. So I think he should be due for a day against Alec Mills. Moving on, only a few more left. Cincinnati, San Francisco, Molly versus DeSclafani. San Francisco about minus 160. Molly pitched well against the Giants, very well against the Giants last time out, so I might expect a little regression on his part. I'm not too sure what we see from DeSclafani today. He has not been very good. Definitely not last season form by any means. Any insights from you? Is one of these guys getting blown up, or do you like either one of these to perform really nicely today?
San Fran had a day yesterday. I think it was 9-2 final. A couple homers. Jock and a few of the others hit a homers yesterday. Second time, like you said, Molly was lights out less than a week ago, I think it was. DeSclafani now second game back, if I'm not mistaken. An under over that opened at 7.5, now 8. I see him pitch his duel. I think they're pretty spot on. Again, a number that opened at 170 overnight. Now 152, kind of one of those. I would tread lightly. I think Molly's going to get hit. I think DeSclafani's going to get hit as well. I think it's a tight game. I would kind of stay away on this game.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. It being at 8 as opposed to 8.5, 9 is kind of a little telling that this one's not going to be as high scoring as maybe you might think. Seattle and LA, we were kind of right a little bit on so far on the series projection on this one. Seattle getting their lift back a little bit from about a week ago. Angels beat up on them in the previous series. This one, though, today, the Angels favored with Marco Gonzalez on Seattle's side and Suarez on the mound for the Angels. Gonzalez is having his best month of the year. Personally, I know both of us aren't really Gonzalez guys. I kind of see some regression on this one. Total at 9.5. So sounds like somebody might be getting beat up today. Is it going to be Gonzalez like I'm talking about right now, or are you going the other way on this one?
We were gifted earlier his last start. Seattle making some headway now. I got no good feel on either one of these sides. Good eyes on the total. I think it's going to be an old-fashioned Sunday. Who scores last? Could be one of these, 2-0, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3. Not a numbers guy. I would follow the money here in Steam, and I would lean over the 9.5 here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean Otani's bombing him lately. I'm gonna go an Otani walk-off. How about that for prediction on this one here today? A little 8-7 Angels in the ninth in this one. Interesting. This one, I didn't even see that this move was even made. But Detroit and Arizona, Bo Brieske versus Dallas Keuchel, formerly of my Chicago White Sox. I personally, Dallas Keuchel was absolutely miserable with the White Sox this season. But yeah, obviously Detroit's offense is one of the worst that we've got here today. And the Diamondbacks, I believe, are favored in this one. Are you buying the line pricing in this one? Staying far? It can't not touching this with a 10-foot pole, or are you fading Dallas Keuchel in this one today?
I was waiting for you to bring this one up. He couldn't get anyone out for you guys this year. No. And now Arizona picks him up off a waiver, and then I don't know what he was doing for a couple of weeks in Arizona, spring training, whatever he was doing. Maybe he was throwing batting practice to cactuses or something. I don't know. But, a flat 9, they're saying, come on in, come grab that over. But we know Detroit's offense has been brutal. Bo has been okay. He didn't do well against the Red Sox's last outing. I'm kind of curious. I mean, listen. I would lean Detroit first 5 here. I would take a shot to try to beat Keuchel in the first 5 and then let all hell break loose afterward.
It seems too easy for me though, because that's exactly where my head's at. I'm even just thinking of a little pizza and beer money on some type of goofy alternate, like Detroit beats the hell out of them through the first innings or something like that, and maybe get a little entertainment going on here. But I did not even realize that move was made. So best of luck to all parties involved there. Good riddance on my behalf. Philly and San Diego could be a good one here. Kyle Gibson, Yu Darvish. This total down at 7.5. Darvish has been fantastic the last few times out. I typically, when he's rolling, I like to climb on board, but it may or may not be time for some regression, but the line might tell you otherwise in this one. Gibson hasn't been fantastic. So are you back in Darvish and the Padres in this one, or, you staying away? This one, first 5 -0.5, about -110. Is that something to jump into, or is that a little too good to be true there?
Well, I guess the first question I would ask you is, how does the team take the Harper news?
Right.
I'm here in 4 to 6 weeks. This is a team that fired Girardi, and then they went on a great run, and now they lose Harper. Big cog in that offense. Gibson's been keeping them in games. I used to be a big fan of the Padres on Sunday. They'd have the camo uniforms, and they used to always be an auto play on Sundays. I lean Darvish first 5 minus the hook. I won't pay the tax, obviously, but it'll be interesting to watch this Philly offense without Harper.
Yeah, just looking through, he's got a ton of success against the majority of the lineup, and then a couple of guys. Rhys Hoskins has got some decent numbers on him. So if he can get through, Hoskins or Herrera and guys like that, he should be smooth sailing. But maybe one of those guys beats him up. But I'm with you. I'm going first 5. Minus the hook on this one. And then I think last one, and maybe I missed maybe 1 or 2, but Dodgers and Braves Sunday Night Baseball. Gonsolin and Spencer Strider. And this one, Gonsolin obviously been very, very good. Strider probably not going past the fifth inning. If that might even be a little generous in this one. Looks like a lot of money on the Dodgers. I personally am probably going to be monitoring this one a little bit more as the day goes on. But Dodgers about minus 115 in this one on the road here. I think they've split, if I'm not mistaken. Dodgers got the first one, Braves got the second one. I don't have much of a read on Strider. Gonsolin, like I said, 1.58 ERA, 9-0 on the record. Are you buying the Dodgers, or is this the time for some regression for Mr. Gonsolin here?
We had Strider this week minus the run line at home. Braves scored 10 runs for him, and we lost the game 12-10. So I was actually watching, keeping an eye on that game last night. It was a hell of a game. Dodgers down 3-0. They come back and tie it, and then Ozuna hits a 2-run homer, and Jansen closes it out. You would expect Gonsolin bounce back, but here the Braves are on this amazing run. Right now, let me just, so I don't misquote here. 1 second here. Atlanta now 42-31. If they win today, one game behind the Dodgers right now for the second best record. Right now, the Mets at 47-20.
Right.
I think the prices they're begging for some Dodger money here. That's my take. I think you get a bounce back with Strider, but the price is right. No pun intended for the Dodgers today. I will be watching this throughout the afternoon.
If you gun to your head, if you're going Braves and you're fading the money, you going first five or full game? A gun to your head
for the Braves?
Yeah,
that's a good question. I would take a shot with Strider bounces back. I go Braves first five.
Okay, I think I'm with you because I think this might be a good time for some Gonsolin regression. He gets chased for a few runs here in the first few innings, so that's where I'm going. I think I might have missed two. If you had any strong thoughts on him at all, I didn't. Washington and Texas, and then Oakland and Kansas City. Anything to mention on either of those two?
I mean, Caprillion has been like T-ball, first farm, he can't get anyone out. Singer came out guns a-blazing, has shown some regression. Listen, I'm never going to lay minus a 160 or a 65 with the Kansas City team. The Oakland team did bounce back. They did bounce back yesterday, right?
I think it was 9-7. I know. Oakland win 9-7. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine that those two teams putting up 16. I would expect Kansas City here on a bounce back, but we'll see there. And what was the other? Washington, Texas. I mean, again, no. Texas with a walk-off yesterday. Otto, again, I'm not going to pay $154 for Otto. I mean, Jesus.
No. Goodness.
That's thanks, but no thanks there. Let me see here. Oklahoma, Mississippi, do or die for Oklahoma here. I would expect the bounce back for Oklahoma. Ole Miss has been on fire. We've cashed 3 out of 4 games with them. They've done very well for us. Do or die for the Sooners. Oklahoma trying to make history here. Will be the first college to win both softball and baseball in the same year. The softball team already won the national championship. So Oklahoma has to win today and then win the game. I think it'll be tomorrow. Yep. But you can grab Oklahoma right now, plus 110 at Circa right now. If you're looking for a little pizza and beer money, a little Sunday afternoon action, take a look at the Sooners there. Colorado, Tampa Bay tonight. Tampa opens up minus 115 overnight. Circa now has Colorado minus 112. Here's my take on the matter. Obviously, for anyone that's a regular listener here, we had Colorado to win the West plus 130. We had Colorado to win the Stanley Cup plus 330. We were able to take advantage of when Lightning got to plus 420. We put $80 on it. So we have plus 330 on both sides. Had the exacta, Avs in 5 plus 375. And they closed on Friday night minus 178. So, of course, you're expecting them to close out, and they didn't. I will just say this. The place is going to be rocking. 2-time defending champs. I will just say this very lightly because it doesn't matter now. Our exact is gone. We got plus 330 on both sides. Avs, if you don't win tonight, you're going to tighten up like this, like you did against
Yeah.
Vegas. Okay. I'll just go out on record 6 under minus. Oh, how about this? Whoa. 5.5 over at Circa and Westgate. So they're like, come on, you overbetters. Come here. Come
Seriously.
here. This has got 2-1, 3-2 written all over it. Colorado 3-2.
3-2. Okay. I am not. This is just me spewing out any minor, thoughts that I have. The way, the going back the last decade, the Blackhawks obviously weren't two-time defending champs and didn't lose in the Stanley Cup. There was a couple times though when they on the seasons where they didn't, where they kind of had this type of 3-1 comeback. And then, you're at game 6 down 3-2 and the place is just absurd. And it's enough to get you the win. And then, game 7, cause is it going back to Colorado game 7 or is this, okay. Yeah. And then going back to game 7 and then that place is rocking and they kind of have that energy. No idea if that's what's going to happen, but I'll go different. I'll go Colorado in 7. I'll say, Lightning 2-1 tonight. Vasilevsky's fantastic. Because that's just like there was a couple times where the Blackhawks, they were a better team in the series. They were down 3-1, stole one, and then going back to home for Game 6, and the place is just an absolute madhouse. And then they even it up, and then it's the flip side in Game 7. So I'll say 2-1 Lightning tonight, and then Colorado 4-2 in Game 7. That's my prediction here.
Plenty of action. Guys, remember, it's Sunday Fun Day. We like to call it Family Day here at ECSI. We grab 2, 3, 4 games, put together what we call as an action parlay. It's Quicksand Sunday. So if you woke up this morning hungover and you're down 3, 4, 5 units and you expect to get them back, please take a step back, breathe, count to 10. It's not that easy. Usually what happens at that point is your 4 or 5 units that you were down gets doubled. There's going to be some big dogs that went outright today that you look at, you're like, how the hell did this happen? It happens every Sunday. It doesn't matter if it's baseball, college basketball, NFL. It happens. All right. Anyone waking up plus 2, 3, 4 units today? If you're up $485 for the week, take the $85 and put together an action parlay. Put the 400 to the left. All right. And at 12:01, it'll be Envelope Monday. You would now collect on Monday, Tuesday, whatever you have for a deal set up. Right. It's yours. It's not a free swing.
Right.
You're not going to go see Trent and one of his surgical damn parlays or whoever else you follow on gambling Twitter, and you're going to hit a 15-legged parlay for, $28,336.69. It don't happen.
No. And to piggyback off what you're saying, I know too many people, because you say you got an action parlay, a very calculated, very bankroll management. On top of not doing Quicksand Sunday, I know too many people that will do up 4 units and use all your house money, all of it on 10 different parlays. One of them's bound to hit. That's even worse, even more horrible idea as far as that. Be smart with your money, like Jeff is saying, and take your wins when you can get them, and then have some fun where you can, and obviously swing again for the rest of the week, because it is Quicksand Sunday. That is definitely the right word to put for it.
And I just think it's a gambler's mentality. When you're up, it's house money. It's a free swing versus saying, hey, I grinded all week. I'm up $485 today, right? And then you're like, okay, well, I need a new set of golf clubs, and they're at $998 down at Dick's Sporting Goods. I can just get 2 winners today, and I'll have the book pay for those. And then what happens is you lose at 1 and you lose at 4, and now you're even for the week. And now you're like, shit, I want to get my $485 back. And so you play in the 7 o'clock and the 8 o'clock games, and now you end up paying the book $400 or $500. So it's not a free swing, guys. You grinded all week to get to that. Okay, put a little action parlay together, or however you want to play today, and just set the rest of that money aside. It's yours. And in less than 12 hours, it's officially yours because it'll be Monday. Okay?
Right.
So that's the sermon for the day, for the week. We'll pass the basket. No GoFundMe this week. So with that said, thank all the listeners, the loyal listeners. Thanks to Riley, by the way. Big shout out today for Riley. I muscled through as much as I could, and without him, I obviously couldn't have had a show today. Tomorrow morning, myself and Riley will be back. We will discuss the landmines versus the gold mines on Sunday. We will talk either Avs hoisting the cup or a game 7. We'll talk about the Ole Miss Rebels, last team in the NCAA men's baseball tournament this year. They were the last selection, one game away from winning the title, or will there be a game 3 in the championship there? And we never discussed it, and maybe Monday. I'll give you a homework assignment. The NBA draft, we didn't get into it that much. We did talk about it on Friday. If you were the GM, this is your homework assignment, and you had the number 1 pick, I want to know who you would have taken and why. That will be your lead-in for Monday. How's that?
Fair enough.
All right. So for myself, Jeff Dawson, and East Best from the one and only Riley Magnuson at Riley_Magnuson1. We wish everyone a blessed day. Enjoy it. It's family day. Get outside. Go to the barbecue. Go out to the beach. Have some fun. Take the family out to a nice clam boil or something, will you? And we'll see you next week.